Great, no problem. Yeah, good evening, Ashish. Can you go ahead and introduce quickly a little bit to the team?
Yeah, just a second. Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
I'm
Ashish.
Ashish Kumar. I'm taking care of North India business for Norma Group, and I have done my BE from ITS Engineering College, Greater Noida, and I have done MBA from Symbiosis Center for Distance Learning. Then I have done an MBA from Faculty of Management Studies as an executive program. So I have worked. I have started my career with Motherson Group, and I have worked there around 10.5 years. After that, I have worked in many other MNCs like Sanko Group, which is a Japanese MNC, then Minda Group, and now I am working in Norma Group.
Welcome, Ashish. So today we are going to go deeper. If someone wants to really share the presentation that they prepared, maybe I know, I'm not sure whether Jaya, you will be ready or someone else. And then, good morning, Raga. Thanks for joining. So what we are going to do is also, we have learned a lot in this session, and Krishna sir wants to really test us, how much we know and what exactly, what is covered. And then also we have Q&A, right? We'll try to wrap up the session in 1 hour. And if time permits, if so there are more questions, we can continue. With that said, I'll hand over the stage to Krishna sir.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Should we go with Jaya? Are you ready, or who else?
I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you want to first have your session, sir, or you want me to do?
Yours.
You are the starter.
Okay, fine.
Who else is there, Sanjeev, to do it, or everybody has completed?
Sir, mine is there, but still I'm
Oh
not.
yeah, sorry, Lavanya. Yes. How are you feeling now?
Sir, I'm okay, but my throat is very bad, sir. It is difficult for me to talk. Last week fever, I could not able to join, and I still did not watch that session. I don't want to miss, so I just thought I will be a silent listener today.
Good. Okay.
I'll give my presentation in upcoming session. Sorry, it is keep on postponing.
No, not at all issue.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. And also we are planning to. Yeah,
sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead, Jaya. I think, yeah.
You're saying something? Finish it off.
No, I wanted to share something. We will have our final test, what we learned, and also graduation ceremony in April. So make sure that you go through the sessions, summaries, and everything. So we'll wrap up in April. And there is one more announcement. On monthly basis, once a month, this is the first cohort group, and there are still people joining. What we'll do is we'll come together as the first cohort group, and we'll have Krishna sir and then us talking about our current situations, issues, and also learning. So it is kind of a voluntary thing that anybody from the first cohort can join, and also you are the main mentors for the next cohorts. So you will be tasked with a kind of 1 or 2 or 3 people that you will be coaching, and then you will also gaining that experience of what you learned and how you can also help others. That's what we're thinking, but this is open forum, so I would like to take your feedback if you're all okay with that. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Tim. Good. Michael, are you okay? Perfect. Yeah, good. Thanks. With that, Jaya, go ahead. I'll just approve this. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Team, can you all be ready with your chat? In the you have your Zoom where you have chat. Can you type hi? Just that to make sure we are all ready. Okay. Sanjeev and Krishna are talking about a little bit of quiz, right? That we might have April final graduation test and all. So maybe I thought I'll do it like a combined version just for making it more interactive. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. And I know I'm requested, I mean, I was told to do session 9, but how I thought is I wanted to do preparation for the final exam also. So I was started with videos and I did 3 videos, which is what I tried to consolidate the first 3 videos or sessions we had. With that, I'll
Okay.
share my screen. So the request is when I ask a question, try to type in just one word answers. Whatever comes to your mind, just type in. I mean, I
Very
had
good.
5 questions per each session, video recording. So we can go that way. With that, I'll share my screen. So you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, just a second, stop. How did I put on a wrong slide? My bad.
Oh, you put the answers already?
No, that's the last slide. Just
Okay. Okay.
okay. I'm putting on the first slide again. Okay. Okay. So are you guys able to see my screen?
Yeah.
And then I think I have to swap, right? 1 second.
Correct.
Duplicate only.
Go to display settings on top. And
Uh,
swap.
1 second. I'm just trying to figure it out. Share. I don't see any displays. Display settings. I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay. Hi team. Today we'll cover all 3 sessions, and I think the time is around 8:06. Okay. So this is what is being covered in the session 1. So to begin with, I mean, I just documented the tracks. I need other more tracks also so that I can have it all in one place. So just type in answers in the chat if you can, please. So in music framework described, what are the first and last focus areas? Or what is music acronym? If you can type in, please go ahead and type in it. Whatever comes to your mind, acronym for music. And then the next question is, I will just go like a rapid fire so that I'm not expecting perfect answers because we want to run the session. Okay, what key life hack was shared about the relationship between why and how? Anything triggers to you about why and how? Try to type in 2-3 words or so about why and how. Okay, and I'll go with the next question. Even if 1% types, I'll just move on. There should be some triggers should come between why and how. And then according to the video on authentic leadership, what common trait do the best leaders around the world share? What common trait do the best leaders around the world share? Are type something now? I'm not getting answers. Type something, right or wrong, it's okay. Because I'll show you the answers at the end. Okay, and then in the color energy model, what does preference mean and why is it important? What does preference mean and why is it important? Or just what does preference mean to type fast? Okay, and then the next question, how does this session debunk the myth that introverts cannot become effective C-suite leaders? How does the session debunk the myth that introverts cannot become effective C-suite leaders? Okay, with that, let's move on. Okay, so the slides will have answers, okay? At the end, I also have answers, but just with the slides itself, I want you to guess the answers. So the acronym for music, we already seen, right? First is mutating self, and then it will go to individuals. Your boss, your upside, your sides, and your downside. It goes in all directions that you'll be mutating. So first you'll mutate yourself, and then it goes to all individuals around you, across you. And then it finally goes to larger groups of people that you mutate, communities, stakeholders, and all. And mutate is something like something it's irreversible. Once you opened up, some things that get opened up, you cannot go back. That is how the C-suite program is something that we get exposed, it will never get changed. And then Krishna sir spoke about different personality types, and then identifying what is my personality, and then with the whatever knowledge that we have, how can we understand the other person's nature? And he spoke about the emotional ingredients. He also spoke about the confidence and competence. Like if he does not have both confidence and competence, probably we should teach. You are more like you have to learn things. But if you have more confidence, the coaching will be building on your skills to increase your competency. Or if you are more on competency increased but less confidence, it's all about inspirational type of coach. And if both are there, you have both great confidence and competence, it is never the end. You always move from uncomfortable zone to uncomfortable zone. So it's always a never ending process. It just doesn't end. So in the colors test also, we get to see what are preferences. Like the preferences will talk about how you can modify or changing your preferences. Once you know your style, based on the other person's behavior that you observe, based on their test, you will match yourself in whatever color you would want to be based on that other person also. So preference is something you can always change. And also in the personality, Krishna sir brought about introversion and extroversion, and then how the decisions are made, thinking, feeling, and all that. With that, moving to the next slide. So now you see the answers, right? It's mutating self, and the last one is community. And the life hack is, if the why is clear and powerful, the how becomes easier. So he wants to be having very clear of purpose and vision, and make just that the tactics and execution becomes far less difficult. So this is clear. I think it's a very important statement. If why is clear and powerful, how becomes easier. And according to the video of the authentic leadership, the common trait for best leaders is a high level of self-awareness, which is what Krishna sir made us do. He made us do this color test to increase our self-awareness. Self-awareness, acting in alignment with who you really are, which makes them appear real and authentic to others. And in the color energy model, preference is your natural habitat way of operating, like you being right-handed rather than a fixed label. Knowing it helps you understand how you communicate, receive communicate, build relationships, and react under stress. And of course, we can always change the preference based on the situations. And how does the session debunk that introverts are? He showed a video, and he gave a picture of all these people, Richard, Warren Buffett, J.K. Rowling, who all are successful introverts. Okay, with that, let's move to the second session. Second session is about leadership personality type, understanding red, blue, yellow, and green leaders. So quick questions. According to the session, what did McKinsey study conclude about charisma and successful CEOs? Maybe you can just reflect, don't worry to type, because these are all subjective answers. So what did McKinsey study conclude about charisma and successful CEOs? Whatever comes to your mind. And then the next question, in the decision function framework, what are the two preferences modes and how are they described? You already saw this in the picture, which is continuing with the second session. So in the decision function framework, what are the two preference modes and how are they described? It's shown in the picture. Anyone remembered? Decision framework? No? Okay. Okay, maybe let me show the slide real quick. Decision framework, it's thinking and feeling. How we make decisions. Head versus heart. Okay, let's move on. And then how are four color energies labeled? Do you remember the taglines? If you remember the taglines, it's very easy to identify the other persons. So there are 4 lines, and that was also shown in the picture with all the colors. I hope you remember. Type in at least one. Okay, I see one fiery red. So thank you for typing that. Anyone cool blue? Good. You remember very well. On a bad day, what behaviors can emerge from each of the 4 color energies? On a bad day, what behavior can come up? So let's see. And then why does there is emphasis on removing color bias, especially towards fury red or fiery red as the only leadership color? So probably we will see in the answer section. So moving on to the slide, I just pulled this from Harsh. And Krishna sir, I know you gave the PDF in the Slack, but I don't have access to the Slack. I will need the PDF document.
Okay.
So it will be helpful because the second session does not have the slides, right, when recorded. Okay, now let's see quickly the answers. So according to the session, about the McKinsey study, it debunked the idea that successful CEOs must have Hollywood-style charisma, showing that introversion versus extroversion is not a necessary condition for CEO success, which is a good news. And then in decision making, the two modes are thinking versus feeling. So thinking are most people formal. I mean, again, it comes to revolves around the 4 colors: formal, task focused, analytical, detached, and strong minded. These come under the 2 colors, I would say. Maybe let's further go. And then feeling is informal, relationship based, accommodative, caring, subjective, with no mode right or wrong. So between the blue, yellow, red, green, there is a switch between thinking versus feeling, like task oriented, people oriented, introverts, extroverts. And then yeah, you got this right. Cool blue, driving red, maybe a little bit wrong, sunshine yellow, and earthy green. And then on a bad day, driving red can become aggressive and controlling. So if a person is a driving red, on a bad day he will become aggressive and controlling. If a person is sunshine and yellow, on the bad day he or she will become frantic and indiscreet. And the earthy green can become stubborn and withdrawn. So these will be our negative or weakness side on a bad day. And then cool blue can become reserved and indecisive. Why does there is emphasis on removing color bias? Is because leadership exists in all colors. All modern success relies heavily on human-centered and relationship leadership. So it's more with yellow and green, and not like in the past that only fiery reds will be in the leadership roles. So that's it. With that, let's go on with the session 3. The question is, in the session, what key emotional challenge is said to begin immediately when someone moves into a leadership role? What key emotional challenge is said to begin immediately when someone moves to a bigger role or a new role? Okay, there you go, Tim. Good, right answer. And then, what are the 2 main approaches suggested to address the loneliness of leadership? What are the 2 main approaches suggested to address the loneliness? I think is our HR not in the call, Satya? She should be typing on.
She's not there. Looks like she's
Yeah.
not there.
Okay. According to the discussion, but empathy, mentorship, we'll see the answer. Okay. According to the discussion on confidence, why is mentorship especially important for leaders who have not faced certain situations themselves? It's a subjective answer, but maybe you can think through why mentorship is important. We'll see the answer. In the 2 levels up exercise that Krishna sir made us do on an Excel, whatever we filled out, what indicates that a participant is not yet ready to immediately take the role 2 levels above? If you don't remember, maybe we can come back on that sheet again. Competency versus ownership, increased competence. Okay, I think relevant answers. Correct. How is humility defined in the humility section, and what behavior, forget about definition, what behavior is emphasized in humility as essential to practicing it? What behavior as part of humility? Confidence? No, not for humility, I think. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see once. Active listening? Okay, let's see the answers. Before we go on, again, the slides have all the answers. So session 3 is discussed on mastering emotional intelligence, mindfulness, and strategic career growth. So with that, let's move on. Okay, answers, I'll bring it back. Once you see this, you have answers in the slides. So the 2 traits for loneliness leadership is what is recommended is to have emotional intelligence practice, and then the personal advisory board, which is all mentors, sponsors, everything, virtual or real mentors and all. And the emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions, and to recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of others also, not just self. So these 2. And once we step into the immediate emotional challenge we come across is loneliness. So in the emotional ingredients, I think, Raga, that's the right answer. There are a lot of emotional ingredients Krishna sir covered. Confidence, humility. No, not for humility, it's not a right answer, but it's part of one of the emotional ingredients. So in the emotional ingredients, Krishna sir covered about confidence and how you get confidence. I mean, what is the definition of confidence? It can be like trust, belief, certainty, assurance that you gain. And confidence comes through action. But if you don't take action, confidence doesn't come. So it's like a rotating circle. As you keep on taking action, we keep on getting confidence. So that is how we build the confidence. And as a leader, you cannot wait for confidence to begin action. So we should just dive in. And for confidence building, daddy is in bedroom. And for confidence building, Krishna sir spoke about first knowing yourself, which is the red color, which is the test we did about self-awareness. And then the leadership mentor, which we are talking about personal board of advisors, professional network, again, personal board of advisors, continuous learning, keep continuous learning, and open to failure and admit mistakes is also something that is covered in this session. And about sense of belonging and what is a cheat sheet to know that whether you're belonging or not. And the having confidence, what is the advantages also Krishna Shah covered externally and internally. If you have confidence, you can have ability to lead diverse individuals, improve communication, assertiveness, reduce conflict, and internally you will become an inspirational leader. You'll have a calm attitude. You'll have the confidence to listen to the feedback, no fear, like that. So this is overall, I would say, about confidence. And then I think I like this overall how to build the confidence, because when we don't know, there is a question, right, in the quiz. If you don't have, why your mentorship is very important. Mentorship is very important because we didn't do that. We didn't take any action into that bigger role. And that is why this professional network, leadership mentor, all of these will come, because even though I don't take an action, those mentors can tell me exactly what to do, how to do, so that I can just take a jump. So we can see that in the answer. So in the confidence exercise, Krishna sir made us fill this Excel. So the strengths and the gaps and the score. Maybe it's good to actually, sir, there is a pending item here. We all filled out the Excel sheet, and you told us that you will work with us. Like we all submitted in the Excel, right, Krishna sir, about which we are and all. And I think there is a action item to be taken with.
Correct. What is the action item?
I read the video, I listened to the video, but I forgot. It's like one-on-one. You'll work with us one-on-one.
Correct. Before that, one more step is there. Let's discuss. Suppose somebody says you take this two role above, what would you need? Or what should you know before you take the role? Anyone?
So the level of competency that is required to do that.
That is your internal. Correct.
Yes.
Now, assuming that they have checked and everything of you is okay, but you have been given as a surprise. Okay. So we will do this before we close the program, Jaya. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Yeah, because I sent my Excel sheet, but I didn't work with you on this task.
I will do it before we close the session today.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
This is the cheat sheet of sense of belonging. Wherever you go, you can definitely check with these questions. Am I in the right place? What are the reasons why I'm staying in this organization? Am I learning the right skills? Does this job demand beyond what is expected or anticipated? Do I feel safe to take risk, admit mistakes in my work environment? Can I easily collaborate with others? So this is a good checklist for us to really look at the sense of belonging, because if you feel not very confident in your work environment, again, these are all the areas you should check. And if I'm not confident in my work environment, then what are my gaps? And then am I about my failures, my admitting mistakes, and then the sense of belonging checklist. If any of these are not there and acts as expected, that is where we can assume that, okay, this is the reason why my confidence is not great. Okay, and then the next emotion ingredient after confidence Krishna sir covered is humility. So humility is a modest view of one's own importance. It's not very easy to understand, a modest view of one's own importance. I will memorize it. A modest view of one's own importance. And then humility in, do you want to talk about this, Krishna sir? What is exactly a modest view of one's own importance?
Okay, see, probably what we'll do, I have put this across in the parking lot. We will address it before we close today. Okay.
Yeah.
These
I'll
2
be
points
done.
I'll put it across.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Because I read the definition, but somehow it did not stuck to me. And then what is humility? Humility involves recognizing our limitations and valuing others' perspectives also, fostering personal growth and connections. So it's not like I know everything and all. You are very humble. We listen, we know our limitations, and we definitely listen or value others' perspectives. So for our limitations, how to identify, Krishna sir helped us on the self-awareness, self-assessment, personality, professional feedbacks and all that. And then for other perspectives, listening ability and not just hearing. So in that, he spoke about so many things. Check for yourself. If you are saying like hold on, starting with a no, or you have a habit of opposing anything or critical of everything, and you talk as though you are very sure of all the facts, then these are all a checklist like that you are not a good listener. And other characteristics are you keep on interrupting when the speaker talks, and then you keep changing the subject, and you give unsolicited advice, and you get distracted. Mobile phone usage. See, if any of these are a yes for you, then definitely we are not a good listener. We are just hearing. So what you should do, you should listen truly. You should listen yourself, like avoid physical distractions, practice mindfulness, and then you should, how you listen to others, show that you're listening through your body language, and encourage verbally, like some sounds or something like that. Of course, showing empathy, all that comes. And then judging, interrupting, don't do that. Don't judge, don't interrupt. Rather, let the speaker finish, and then withhold your criticism. Keep open mind and remove bias. Then is what you are really, really listening. So yeah, I think it's a very good checklist for us whether we are a good listeners or not. And also, sir provided the leadership advantage of being listening. Like externally, it promotes more openness, it increases participation, and reduces cover your aspects, like being open, vulnerable, and not trying to cover up all that stuff. So it will reduce that, and it increases collaboration. Internal is admirable legacy, lasting reputation, creates feedback for yourself. So this is the advantage of humility, having the being humble. These are the leadership advantages. And then the next ingredient sir covered is the positive attitude. So again, this is like sir asked, hey, how actually you can have positive attitude, how you can make it happen, right? So I think this is one more I thought to have it under quiz. Like, can you write this all memorized? Just I would highly recommend memorize this so much. It's very, very important. I love this slide because Krishna sir covered in various angles. Like, hey, your thoughts, watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. So where is thoughts in this? The video talks about thoughts. Maybe watch your thoughts, they will become your words.
Yeah, so Jaya, what we talked is very like micro action practice that will trigger the right thoughts.
Yeah, but even before that also we continuously get thoughts, right? And from thoughts, I'm thinking words will come.
Okay, can I touch base this again right now?
Okay. Oh, anytime, sir.
This is important. Sorry, this is important. See, in the regular psychology, either you go through, science or non-science, the system of flow is the same. Sorry, it starts from words. Okay, now the words are initiated by thoughts. Okay, so the thoughts culminate into words, words culminate into actions, repeated actions become your habit, and that habit shows your character. This is what it is. So if someone wants to have a, say, positive mind, what should you need? You need to start with
thoughts.
Positive thoughts. How does it work? Now, all of you must have gone through a lot of mindset exercise, right? What is that one thing that can give you positive thoughts? Now, it is, with what I have seen and experimented, both from scientific people, personality, spiritual side, I have found if you tell somebody to always bring in good thoughts, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very difficult. So that is why you don't see the thoughts there. What, is something which I have, I should say, experimented with people and found is working so well is that you create the thoughts through an action. So what this is about is like this. I am going to take something. I always told you, progress is what makes something happy, and follow through is not the result. So what does happen here is this. I'm going to say I'm going to do micro action practice of random act of kindness and goodness, say 1 per day. Okay, that's my target. Now that I follow GEM, that genuine expectation, without expectation, and manageable, assuming that is default. So I'm trying to practice 1 rack and 1 rag every day. Okay, I'm trying to do that. In that, I'm not expecting anything that somebody should appreciate me or something should get appreciated, nothing of that sort. So I'm practicing. Now, assuming that I've done for maybe 3 days, 4 days, my graph in my, the progress monitor of the habit monitor shows that I'm progressing well. Now, after a week, what will I do? I will look for some action to do something positive. That is what the system gets into mode. So I need to do today. I'm seeing my progress of doing some random act of kindness and goodness is not there. So I'm trying to find out when I walk in the morning, and when I go to the office, or when I go to pick up my kid, or when I go to the market, wherever I go, I try to find something where I can do some random act of kindness and goodness and mark it up. So the moment that habit gets formed, that habit requirement of next day forms my thought good. You see, if I have to bring my thought every day good to begin with, it's humanly difficult. That is why you see, you get into a sort of meditative pose in order to make your mind thought to subside down. The purpose of yoga and mindfulness is only, I told you, is chitta vritti nirodha. It is used to bring the fluttuations of mind to a control sitting in one place. But as you're walking, as you're doing, it's not going to be feasible for a mind to look at. Because if you look at somebody whom you do not like walking, things will start fluttering in your mind. If you see something good, things will start fluttering. So the idea in this is to create the thoughts through the actions. The moment you create those thoughts through the actions, then the cyclic effect will start to become a habit. That means you're looking to do something kind. And the very fact you do this, you can always see, even psychologically, physiologically, the oxytocin, serotonin, all will start coming up because you're doing something good. So it is always proved scientifically that all these secrete more when you give than when you receive. So that is why you start doing these actions. That gives you some good feeling, maybe for a short while, but as you repeatedly do it, then the thought becomes good to do something good. The repeated thoughts get into action, action get into thoughts. You have a progress monitor, you can see how much I have achieved, how much is it. Even if you don't do for 2 days, third day, if you look, oh, I have not done for 3 days, let me look at something good. You see, that creation of a good thought has come in from the repeated actions what you have done. That is why this says that you start with a goal setting of some actions, and that action is what is something is so simple that you will do something good. Even picking something somewhere and putting it in a trash can, or somebody has dropped it, just give it back to him, anything of that sort, without expecting that somebody has to tell you good. So that is why we don't think from start the whole activity from thought, but you start the activity from action, linking it to the thought, so that cycle can start working on you, even in your professional life, because all of us are so stressed about what we are doing every day. So the thought is always superseded. We want to do good thoughts but can never achieve it because it's superseded by so many things. But if you want, you do, okay, let me do at least one good action today. That time your thought has been gone into good mode. So that's the idea of putting thoughts first and pulling actions first, pull the thoughts back into your mind.
Thank you, Krishna.
Does that make sense, or any question? Did I make it clear?
Yeah, this particular slide, yeah, I think thoughts and then words, and I think thoughts and actions, I think it, at least for me, it went very well. And yesterday I was I was getting so much overwhelmed. Oh my God, this one, that one, I have so much. And now it rings the bell that, okay, if you're feeling so much overwhelmed or something, your thoughts are not good, then just do some rack or random goodness. I mean, more of like gratitude. Just do something, action with gratitude, thank somebody, and then it will change. So
I would like to just add over here.
Yes,
I would just like to add, you can count this of your actions as a random act of kindness or goodness, because you have dedicated so much of your time, okay, so that people can understand things in a very concise way.
Good. Thank you, Jaya.
Thank you, Kaushalendra. So I think we are done. This is my last slide, but let's see the answers
Good.
and close it. Seems like I didn't put this at the end. So in the session, what key emotional challenge is set to begin immediately? It's a loneliness. And then what are the two main approaches suggested? Developing emotional intelligence, personal advisory board. Yeah, I think it's a repetition for you because the pictures already have the
Yes.
answers. According to the discussion on confidence, why mentorship is important? Because mentors prior actions and experience provide borrowed confidence and guidance, helping the leader decide even without having done that action before. In two levels up exercise, what indicates that a participant is not yet ready? A confidence score of 3 or below, along with the need to specify preparation time and a list of total gaps to be filled. So this will let us know if you are ready or not. And then how humility is defined, it's recognizing one's limitations and valuing other perspectives with listening deeply. Tim gave right answer, with listening deeply without interrupting and emphasize essential behavior. Thank you. Over to you, Sanjeev.
Great. Wow.
Lovely. Thanks a lot, Jaya. Good, good. Well done.
Re-
Oh, Satya has
Really, I
joined.
think a lot of time and effort you put in, and this is really now I'm feeling, oh wow, this much, so many things we covered, and I'm feeling like, oh, I didn't know this. So now you reminded. So again, rag and drag, right? So you took time. Thank you so much, and this is also helping everybody.
So I have a commitment to do for all other video recordings also.
Very good.
Yeah.
I have one request here. Try with your kids the rag and drag, the methodology of changing their mindset to be good. Because if you tell them think, it is not possible. But if you tell them do this, so wherever they are on the road or wherever it is an opportunity to do something good and something kind, that way you set in a very positive mindset at the young age. It's very easy to do this way for younger generation, children, because you cannot tell them you think positive, think good. That's difficult. This is a better way, much better way for children.
Very good, sir. I agree. And I think not only even I started telling my even other my brothers, children, everybody to say, hey, go do this, go, because once they do it, then they will probably form the right thoughts. Yeah.
Mm.
And Jay, you are asking for Satya. Satya is here. HR question.
Mm.
Sorry, I
We
joined
had
a
a
little
mini
late
quiz.
today.
So I was thinking you will get that quiz 100 out of 100. So we were
No,
missing.
no, no. What was the question about
So
HR?
the
But
topics more that you covered in the previous
yeah,
session.
yeah. Okay, but yeah.
Good.
I'm not
Very
the
good.
HR person. I'm an HR systems person. Technology. The domain is HR, but I'm a technology person. But the domain I understand mostly is HR. So
Yeah. Perfect. So are we ready for the quiz, or what you want to? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, can I go ahead with the quick quiz again? Today's quiz day. I'll
quiz.
rare coincidence type. Let me just request for a share now.
So Krishna sir, we didn't prepare for all videos. So this is just a fun quiz, right? Not evaluation quiz, right?
No. This is just a fun quiz.
Okay.
This is a fun quiz, and then everybody need to take a pen and paper. Sir is
Yeah.
going to show you a slide. Within 5 seconds, you have to really write whether your answer is 1 or 5, basically. Okay?
So do you suggest to type in chat or you suggest paper and pen?
Paper and pen, and you tell the total score.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Just give me a second. Are you able to see this now?
We are seeing the desktop, sir.
You're not seeing. Yeah. Let me just come back again. There is some issue, looks like.
We see iPhone mirroring is locked.
Yeah, that's actually superseding the presentation. Let me just come back.
I missed Lavanya's presentation, I guess. Is that right?
No,
No,
Lavanya.
Satya.
Lavanya did not present today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only Jaya, you presented today?
Yes.
Okay, I missed. I joined very late. I'll review the video.
Next week, I will definitely do the presentation.
Good. Can you see the presentation now?
Yes.
1 minute. Let me just see. Can you see the full presentation?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can see it.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. See, let me just put in on the presentation mode. Okay, just take any small paper because the idea is this. I'm going to give you some screens. You just have to tell me whether you highly agree or highly disagree. Okay, with these
Sir,
questions.
we are seeing two slides, swap display on the top.
1 minute.
On the corner, you will see, yeah, on top.
I don't see one more.
No, if you go on the top, near end,
Use slideshow, sir. Use slideshow. In the end, on the type, on the left side, top right corner.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's swap slides. Yes, yeah, that one. Yeah,
Yes.
perfect.
Now it's clear?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good. Now, so I know you are all going to get high scores, no doubt about it. But I thought let us just quickly run through this responses so that we will just see where we stand. Okay. Okay, the first one, you are offered as a country head in a EU region with a great salary jump. You will need to take one person with you there. Your preference is the one who has worked under you and always executed so well, whatever you have said, so you can show results. If you agree is fully agree is 5 or is 1, depending on it. Next one, your operations head with a good experience. Whenever you get into a problem solving meeting, you go very well prepared with the solution on hand. However, to demonstrate fairness in your leadership, you always allow for team discussion to happen and finally put your solution to work, a great way to create teamwork. You are a team leader with around 15 members reporting into you, and you handle prestigious projects in the company. Many times, some members is unable to catch up on pace with you. So you sit with them on every time and complete the task so that the result is achieved for the team, and your team always achieve the results and get a good name. In a corporate environment, you need to focus on your results. Get the results and you'll be assured of your growth and promotion. This is how you grow. In fact, only results that show your capability help you climb the ladder into C-suite. You are a country sales head with over 6 regional members reporting into you. This year has been a good growth year, although there has been some deferred achievement of budgets in the regions. As a fair leader, the increment on salary was done equal to all 6 heads to motivate. You also got planned bonus for the year. During a recent time of turbulence and fluidity around the world, you as head of Middle East sales was called for an emergency half-a-day session into EU office for a discussion on guidance. When your turn came about, you excellently articulated the issues being faced, how you are solving problems using frameworks, and assured that you and the team will be doing the best. As a team leader, I created CapEx for my project. I did it so focused, but it still got disapproved. But luckily, while on a conference, I met a global CFO on the morning breakfast table. He casually inquired, what are the new projects on? I sat with him, started to explain the details, and just after 5 minutes, another senior colleague came in to sit on a table, and then I could not complete. I felt if I could have had another 5 minutes, I would have explained so well that he would have asked me to resubmit or approval across the table. What a bad luck. I'm fully aware of the mission statements of the company, which are never changed. But what is done is a yearly budget plan, sometimes made from 3 or 5 year plan, and we all work towards the yearly budgets. The quality head was critical of production head in every meeting with the plant head. The production head was very unhappy with this. After many months, one time in a meeting when the quality head was critical, production head became very aggressive, could not control his temper. What the production head did was correct and natural. And it is good that the QA head sometimes has to know about this. I'm a team leader with over 8+ years of experience. I'm confident to solve any problem in my function. So I guide the team in and involve with them to create a team spirit and advise them on the solution. So my team has confidence and come to me every time any solution is required. I also give them the correct solution and we have a good team formed. Achilles is a design team leader. He really upset as the sales keep changing the design requirements after partial completion of development. He has told the sales team that unless they are clear with the requirements, he will not further work because he is wasting his resource and cannot show results of his team. In an organization, a specific product was facing severe customer rebuttal. CEO called for a meeting with all the heads. The sales head said the operators were incompetent and cannot deliver. The HR had said that the extensive skill upgradation has been done and has been quantified and qualified with a third party as well. CEO said if such is a skill gradation and gradation done, then competency is not an issue and thus not operators. You are owning a startup with a breakthrough product. The launch is slated for a couple of weeks and all in the office are pepped up with this. Emails are being prepared for launch and this is to be a success with no option to fail. One of the assistants mistakenly sent the email bunch to a customer today. The sales rep was furious and runs into you. He wants the assistant fired. You're also furious and all your efforts and money will go down. But you call the assistant and ask her to take 2 weeks off, not to show up till launch. This way you wanted to show consideration and empathy. That's it. Getting back.
Sir, I think we missed number 5.
13th question.
Missed. I'm sorry, we are not going to go back.
So there are 13 questions, right? Sir, or 14?
14 questions.
13
No, we missed 5, sir. Like
So
after
We missed 5
4.
questions.
Yeah,
No, sir. Fifth
fifth number
question
is
we
not
missed.
I don't have 13th question also. Looks like we missed 13th one.
The total score is 40.
40. Okay.
For me, everything will look like disagree, but 25 for me.
Can you type in your score?
Totally how many questions you had?
13.
13.
13 questions. Okay. Kaushalendra was how much? 45, 50.
Mine is 25, sir.
Okay. Solo. Okay, no problem.
I have 42, sir.
So sorry, how to calculate that value? Like based on
Total addition of score.
Just
If you
add.
want whatever the score is there, add it.
okay.
Satya 25. Kaushalendra, how much you said? 40.
You are on mute, Kaushalendra.
I said 40.
Good. Okay.
40.
40.
Satya, what is your score?
I don't
25.
know. I might have messed it. I got 25. Everything is like disagree for
If your
me.
total score is 25, is it for all questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just summed up,
25.
no?
Yeah,
Correct, Satya. You
Sum it
just
up.
summed up all yours.
all the questions.
Okay.
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 Ashish, what is yours?
Mine is 47.
Wow.
I'm a slow thinker. The question, I couldn't get it before that is already passed.
Yeah, it was pretty fast.
Pretty fast
So-
for me to like get
so
it in my mind.
Some of
It
them
was
are very
supposed to get your
simple.
first response.
Correct.
It cannot that
That's
highest
what I
score is
wanted.
the best.
It was
What comes
supposed
to your
get
mind
you
first?
Correct. It was supposed to get you which is what is the?
Conscious competence.
No.
Unconscious competence.
Unconscious competence.
Correct. Okay,
Some of
who
them
else
are
is there
little
now?
also, sir.
Lavanya, could you get anything done?
Sir,
Or you
18.
must have missed some
18.
questions.
No, sir. The fifth question I missed actually. In our slide, like after 4, it went to 6. So
I did
5
not
was
have
missed.
5. I did not have 5 on purpose.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
And sir, to honest, some question I could not able to process. So if
Okay,
I could
never
not
mind.
able to process, I mark it as 1.
One.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I mark it as 3 if I didn't follow.
Okay, Jaya, how much was that?
17.
Good.
70, Jaya? 70?
17.
Oh, 17, yeah.
7.
Me too, I felt.
Raga,
44.
44. Okay, good. Should we go through the questions and then discuss?
Yeah.
Okay, what are the first question? I'll not put it, I'll just see. You're a country head in a EU region and you got a good salary jump, you're going there and you want to take somebody with you whom you have you trust because he has worked, he has done whatever you have said before. That was the question.
Disagree.
What is it? You agree or
Sir,
don't agree?
we
I
disagreed,
agree
sir.
on that.
Disagree.
I disagreed on that.
I know.
Who agreed on
Actually,
it?
it might be disagree, but I agree. Because right now, that's how the market is going, right? We are trusting someone whom we know rather than bringing someone new.
Yeah, I also agree, Krishna sir. Reason being, they are showing the results, and we want to show the results when we are moving from one team to another.
So, see, this is where two assumptions have come in, which is not in the question. The first assumption is what you have said, whoever, what does it say? You are going to prefer somebody who has, you know well, was worked with you and did whatever you said. There may be people who are actually, challenging or talking to you and giving you some facts. You understood? Whenever you get higher level, you must always get people who can actually put you in a good thought process, not the people who are, yes boss type. You can never be successful as a C-suite person. Because why? Why?
They won't
Because
say if we are doing something
They
wrong
won't say
no,
no
one of the
or
things which
challenge your thoughts.
Jaya brought, you always have a borrowed confidence because you are in a new place, you are in a new culture, you maybe probably have a new customer, everything is going to be new. So you need to have actions taken without having previously worked to create a confidence. That's why, you always say people at a higher level say, surround yourself with what? You must have heard a lot of things like that. A top CEO say, surround yourself with people who are better than you. So here probably not better, but to an extent that people who are actually asking you questions. Everybody who is asking is not a rebel, which I've told you before. We always have a mindset that whoever is asking us, we think is a rebel. Not necessary. Now, whoever is not telling anything and doing what you're telling is not necessarily the right person for you on that specific job. Suppose you're going to a same job, same thing, same deliverable, that type of person is good. But if you're going for a completely new arena, new alien environment, you need somebody who can question. Then only you can have what? Knowledge coming out from others. That's why I said it is completely a country head in a new region. So you need to decide whom you take depending on where and how and your movement is taking place in life. So don't just take somebody who's an S-boss. Always may not work. And especially in new environment, you need somebody who can question you. And everybody questions is not a rebel in an organization, understand? That's why you need what? Emotional intelligence, make yourself vulnerable, make yourself have humility to understand, give them space to talk. Otherwise, you will be taking decision only on what you think you do it. And if it backfires, you are going to be in trouble. That's very, very important in life. See, for example, I can tell you from my own example, I moved from engineering into chemicals. You can't bring anybody from engineering into chemical. So you need to understand that, and then only you can make success in an organization. Good. The next one we thought was what? So now this question answer will be what? One or two. You can,
Like a
you have to
medium.
disagree to this. Two,
Yeah.
you are an operations head, and whenever you get to problem solving meeting, you go fully prepared with solution, but you want good amount of teamwork, and you should show fairness. So you allow people to talk. They all discuss and then get your solutions done. That's the right way,
Yeah,
isn't it? So what's the score here?
I gave 5.
5.
I didn't
5.
get this question. So.
You didn't get the question, Satya?
No, I missed while you're reading. I'm
Okay.
listening about the.
Now you understood the. Now you understood
no.
the question.
Yeah. Yes.
Good. What's your answer?
Yeah, 5. I would say.
Good. So everybody is in 5.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to read it again. You are the operations head with good experience. Whenever you get into problem solving meeting, you go well prepared with solution on the hand.
Oh no.
But how to demonstrate fairness in leadership? You allow discussion team to happen and finally put your solution to work. A great way to create
1.
teamwork.
No.
I gave a 1.
Yeah.
My answer was
No.
1, sir. My answer
How
was
did
1.
it change now? Huh?
Don't go with solution in head.
Correct.
Don't go with the
You-
solution, because there are others in discussion also who can
Correct.
put their point of view, and decision can come
Correct.
out of
Because many
a
of you
better
may have
decision can
experience.
come out of that.
Very good. Because many of you may have experienced bosses like this.
Yes.
You cannot become one like that. So again, the answer is 1 or 2. You think you are giving a teamwork. You think you are doing, but people are definitely brilliant, at least in understanding your trueness. And I'm sure you all must have seen bosses like that sometime in your life, who comes with a solution, makes people talk, and goes back telling this is what you do. And over next 2-3 meetings, everything stops, nobody gets involved. So this is what should not happen. Okay, you are a team leader with 15 members, you handle projects in the company. Many times your team, some member is not able to catch up pace, you're losing the result. So you sit with him and complete the task. And you're always achieving the result as a team.
Disagree, like 1, I said.
1. Strongly disagree.
Why so? Why?
Every
I
time.
give 5.
You don't sit with them and do the work with them, but you can guide them. So probably disagree 3 or something, but not for sure agree.
Very good. You should not do the work. That's not leadership style. I think you guys are seeing a pattern in the whole thing now, isn't it? You're trying to see a pattern. Very good. You never sit and do the work for the person. You always guide him and he must do the work. Otherwise, it becomes what? It becomes upward delegation. Next time, whenever he's there, he'll come and give you the job. So a lot of upward delegation will start. Then I think the fourth one is the results is what will get you the promotion and get you to C-suite.
No.
That we all agree that it cannot be the case. I'll just skip this because we all know this. And this, I think we have done a case study that country sales said is giving all regional people the salary increment same.
So Krishna
Yeah.
sir, even before that question, you're saying it's a correct answer. It's 5.
No.
Result
No, it's
is
1.
what? Oh, it's 1.
No,
Okay.
result
Last
is
one.
1.
It's 1.
Oh, okay.
Because result is 1, because we all know that result. We also talked very elaborate on what is performance, what is result, where does it come in, why it is called appraisal. We discussed clearly.
Krishna sir, is it possible you can share the slide, show the slide?
Okay. Of the issue? I mean, of
The questions,
question?
just the questions.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to remember the question when you're trying to tell. Do you mind bringing that results question again?
That's what I'm just seeing. Are you able to see it now?
Yeah,
No.
we can. Yeah, this is highly disagree. No question about it.
Correct. This we all seen in the case study itself. We are talking about this, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here in this, what is the I mean, I went with one, get the results and be assured of career growth. In fact, only results that show your capability will help us climb the ladder. So what is a contradictory thought for that? Just don't go only by results, but you look at a long-term growth, something like that.
Correct.
Potential.
See, sorry, this is where we talked about only results without giving due value to. Now, results means what? What is achieved and how is it achieved is
How is
equally
important?
important.
Yeah, perfect.
Correct.
Got it. Thank you.
How you achieve it is what is important. That's why results is only what outside of the story. And this we all agree. We have seen in the case study of it. Correct? Okay. The next one. This one. In the recent times of turbulence and fluidity, head of Middle East sales was called for an emergency half-a-day session. You discuss on guidance issue. When your turn came out, you excellently articulated the issue being faced and solving problems using framework and assured that your team will do the best. What is the agreement on this?
I gave 5.
Disagree.
Good.
I also gave 5.
Okay.
5.
I gave 1, sir.
You gave 1.
No. Actually, I skipped this and I marked it as 1.
Okay. Whatever you
Yeah.
have skipped, you made it as 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave 3.
Good. Now, in this case, now let us understand what is the situation here. What's the situation here? You have a half-a-day session in EU for what? On guidance issue. What is guidance?
Guidance issue.
We have seen. You all know what guidance is, correct? We talked about
Yes,
this.
sir.
Definitely.
Yes.
Okay. What is required for a person from a sales to clearly talk to corporate? It's just a half-a-day emergency session. So what do you need to do?
You need to be
need to be very specific on numbers because it's a guidance what corporate has called you for.
Correct.
They don't want you to know what frameworks you use, what articulation of issues you're facing, what frameworks you use. The CEO is not interested in that.
So the score should have been 1 over here.
Yes,
So
because what is expected of you for
5.
See, you understand the
Yeah.
situation. You have been called for a half-a-day on guidance issue, and the CEO is interested in what? CEO is interested. Why he has called everybody? Because he wants the ground level input before issuing a guidance. So he wants exactly the numbers. Maybe you sandbag the numbers is immaterial, but he does not want to know what issues you face and now what frameworks you use and things like that. So when you get onto corporate, you must be number specific. Clear?
Okay.
Good. Next one. This one. On the CapEx. My CapEx was disapproved. I had an opportunity to sit with the global CFO on a breakfast table. I took 5 minutes to explain the whole thing, but unfortunately, somebody else also barged into the table. So I was thinking I was very bad luck because another 5 minutes, that means total 10 minutes, I would have finished everything. True, right?
1. Score is 1.
Why 1?
1.
Why
1?
Because your pitch should be concise and precise, so as to be explained in 20 seconds, 30 seconds only.
So in the 5 minutes, we need to present in the way to get the attention of our CEO. So we should not explain about the problem. We should be concisely explain what we are going to convey.
Very good. Who else?
For me, it's just
all of
about
us?
the mindset. Actually, I got a chance to connect with the CFO. If I'm not able to finish what I can send out an email, follow-up email. Hey, this is what, blah, blah, blah. I can still somehow continue or finish the conversation.
Okay. But the biggest here, what we are looking at is capital expense for a CFO. What will he look at?
Yeah. Again, return on investment, ROI.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's all. So you say my project is going to give you this much ROI in depends on whatever system your corporate is looking at. You say I have got this project can give me this up in sales, this much in profitability, this much in return on the investment. It would have been done. And I think most of you said it right. That is the way we should look at when you meet a CFO. Because he wants to know more. See, whenever you meet such people, they are always going to ask you what's the project you're on and things like that. But when you want to present, you should do it very specifically, say top line, bottom line, return on the investment that could come. Finished. Then he would go back and call you for more details, because he would have noted in his mind that this is what is going to come, because he has a bigger picture of what's happening in the organization. Got it? Next, this, I think all of us would have got it right, isn't it? Who got 2 in this?
I did, Krishna, sir.
You got 2?
Yeah.
Who got 5?
My default answers were 3.
See, this 3
Sir,
neutrality.
mine was 1, sir. Mine was 1 for it.
Okay, this 3 neutrality is always a problem. Okay, you should get the answer here. I would expect not 1, because you cannot completely disagree with this, because for many people the vision mission may not change for a while. So it could be, it says they never changed. Okay, so this could probably be 2 or 1. 1 is the best answer. 2 is also an acceptable answer in this, because we have seen vision missions of company have changed. Correct? Do you recall?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Then on this one, the quality head was
1.
critical. And they had
Default 1. Yeah.
What should have been the
Emotional intelligence?
correct? What should have been the production head's methodology?
Sir, he could have connected one-on-one with the production manager.
Okay. Then
And could
we
have explained
discussed
him
this
that
specific case, if you remember. We had 2 slides on this specific case. If you remember, we told you whenever something happens or somebody is critical in a meeting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There is a methodology I told you to handle. You remember that? I think Kaushal
Yes,
was
yes,
there
sir.
in
Yes,
the
sir.
call.
Yeah, you should be asking the question so that ask for the facts and data so people can rethink and then give you the answers.
Correct. You take not getting emotionally, taking control by putting the options to the person who is talking, so that he has to come out with tangible answers for your question. That's the way you handle this situation, because becoming aggressive is only submitting yourself to what he is talking. Good. We had a
So just to put it simple,
Just one as a score to it.
1 is good. Yes.
so
Because
Krishna,
this is
sir,
not the way you handle. Sorry.
so it's like if you are responding with went out of frustration, it is like you are submitting to his temper. Rather,
Correct.
ask him questions.
Correct.
Yes.
How
What
do you
makes him
ask
say
him
this
questions?
like this?
Yes. How do you ask questions? That's where the silence comes in. And you are emotionally very stable when you're asking. Do not show any emotion of aggressiveness or frustration in putting your question. Secondly, you are going to bring him into a solution mode for this question, what you're asking. You see? Because when
Can you
somebody...
give some sample questions, what to ask also?
Jaya, the basic thought process here is that we should ask him questions so that he questions his own thought process. That is the process behind it. Okay. So once he starts challenging his own thoughts, the heat of the moment may dissipate all put together. Okay. And then he has to review his own thoughts, what he has conveyed. So I think this is how it works, sir.
Correct. See, the idea is this. You need to ask him what is the solution that he is proposing for the problem, what he is creating. You got what I'm telling?
Yeah.
Because whenever a situation comes like this, the critics always pose a question, not an answer. Because they come with the answer in terms of a question. They say, okay, suppose in a sales, you should not have gone to this customer. They come out like that. So either it is an answer in the question form, then you need to see, because it could be in your own region, but you don't get aggressive or talk about anything, then you involve him in giving a answer to his own answer or a question in the question form. Say, for example, if he's telling you that you cannot, Kaushalendra, suppose a colleague of you is telling, do not get into this sales area of mine. Don't go to this customer. I don't know if it has happened to you, or is a common customer, or some other region is overlapping. You may have these issues. Somebody may be on the, critic at, maybe not all times, but many times during a meeting. So the idea at this point is you don't get aggressive, but you ask a solution and the data on which he is basing this assumptions, and what are the
Hello?
possible potential solutions that he is looking at.
Hello?
Yeah, Kaushalendra, yes.
Krishna sir, I have a question on this.
Yeah, tell me, Kaushalendra.
This is
On the
Roja.
line. Yeah, tell me, Roja. Yes.
So this particular thing that you mentioned, right? Ask a question. Does this really does this work even for a manager, or is it only for a peer colleague or a peer who we work with? Because
See,
my manager
usually,
has this tendency, when he comes into a team meeting, he'll start asking everyone questions about our project, and the way he goes is like supremely aggressive. He thinks he's challenging, but instead he, like a lot of people, they're shutting off, thinking, oh, I can't submit to this aggressiveness now, like I'm being yelled at. So how do we handle with a manager?
see, the manager has to be handled one-on-one, because no manager would like to be talked as like this in a public forum. I mean, in a meeting. So for a manager, it has to be handled one-on-one in order to understand what, because it could be, not everybody is in the same mood at all points of time. It could be something driven by his manager. It could be driven by his deadline miss, or it could be driven by his some customer issue. Anything can happen. So you need to find a time and go back and discuss with him to find out what exactly is the issue, why is he thinking same questions, but in a different forum. You see, the questions are going to remain the same. I'm just trying to see which session we had this. I was just trying to see. I'm not able to get it, but maybe we
Question with
can
a
find out.
question. I loved it. I will remember
Sorry?
this question with a question.
Yes, that is how
Any conflicts,
usually.
question with a question.
Yes, usually you can see whenever a critic is coming in, he is going to pose the answer as a question. He will say, you don't do this. Why do you do this? So you have to repose the whole thing in a very calm and composed manner. First thing, whenever somebody is shouting, if you don't shout back, that creates a problem for them. It automatically subsides the other person. Then you, because moment your mind becomes aggressive, your mind is not in a normal place to look at data, normal place to look at situation, people, all this will be lost. So the idea is you have to be calm and composed and derive the question for which he has to answer based on data. He has to give you a solution to the same problem based on, not on assumptions, on some data what he has collected. So when you push him to that level, that aggressiveness and the critic automatically will subside down. Because once you become aggressive, and these same questions has to go to the manager, and this has happened with one of our people here, where the same situation happened, and when they went back to the manager, things really changed a lot. In one of our own cohort, things has happened. They've gone back, they have talked with them, things, because on one-on-one, normally the managers in a team, sometimes they are aggressive to show some aggressiveness across the people. But on an individual, it differs very much from what they are handling in a group. So for a manager, the same question, but in a one-on-one basis. But for a team, when it is there, on the team, when the discussion is going on, if it is a peer, you can always put forward the question.
And it also applies if you are a manager, how do you deal with your subordinates or the team, right? Because you have to be calm under pressure and how not to pass on that aggressiveness to the team.
Correct. That's really important. Good. We go to the next question now.
Yeah. So we are almost 1 hour 17 minutes. Just a time check.
Oh yes, yes. We'll finish it off. So just I think Roja asked that question. So this is where you have to be, just a simple technique you need to know. When somebody is shouting at you, okay, now if you are defending the shout, which you can do, correct, or you want to explain that this is not the case, or you get into reaction mode, or sometimes you act fast, or sometimes you may also think when it's a manager, I've done so much, this fellow is not able to understand anything. It can come into self-pity mode also. So all those reactions are not going to give you benefit. Because if you become defending, then you are dropping your status, and he has become, and you are answering his question. If you're defending your status in a forum where somebody has criticized you, never defend yourself at that point. Because the moment you defend, you are now trying to prove that you are right, but that's not what is required at that point. Now, if you start explaining why it is so, that means you have not done it before. You assume a portion of guilt and then say you want to explain why you are telling so. That again is pushing the other side up. Now, if you react automatically, it shows that you are not in the sense, your voice will not come, your words will collapse. All this will happen. You will become rattled. So you should never let that happen. Only thing what you should do is first keep calm, because that's where the silence of maybe 3 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever you have will start helping you. And then what you have to ask 2 questions is what I said, if I recall. You have to ask him, why does he think so? The first question, why does he think so? Think so is what? Think that is different from us, from my thinking. So you need to understand the reason why is he coming to the conclusion. And you also ask him, can you please explain? Because you don't just want to know the sentence. You want, so that way, what you are asking him to explain, and you are the receiving end. So you are making yourself what? Humble and humility in that case. Coming down and telling him, I'm willing to listen to you, but you need to explain to me why you think so. And you want to understand, okay, do you have any, I want to learn, so do you have any data, or you have anything that is based on which you have come to this conclusion, or why you are thinking so? So that way, you're putting yourself in a situation that you're willing to learn, you're willing to amend, you're willing to change, provided he is able to give you that data-based thought and information to see why he is telling the way that he is. Now, if it is really true, then you will have to change. But most of the cases, he may not be prepared with the data, prepared with information, what you're asking. Because at that point, you have toned down, you have put yourself in a situation that you are willing to change, and now you are asking him what is the basis of his conclusion. You see? Now, if he's not able to tell you in that meeting, then you yourself know who has been on the table much better. Maybe he'll tell you, I'll tell you later. That means it's very clear that you've already won. So your calmness and asking him, can you please explain why do you think so, on which you are basing the data, so that I can learn and change. The moment you say that you are willing to learn and change, but then you will change based on his data, information, basis on which he can explain, no problem. So now you have put the whole ball in his court before the people, you see. Now his explanation to people has to be justifiable now, not only before you, but before everyone. I'm talking about peers. So now you see, you have put him in a situation that he has to explain the situation now for what he started. Correct. Can you please explain why you think so? I want to learn. Yes. And can you also help me from any, from database or information or collective sources or based on some statistics so that, it justifies my learning. So indirectly, you are now forcing him into methods, systems, not just a feeling. You see, he cannot think that you cannot do. So you pushed him into such a situation publicly and openly, but putting yourself to say that you are willing to learn and change. That's the only way you can handle these people, not justifying, not defending, not explaining at that point. And the same thing can happen with the boss on a one-on-one basis.
Yeah.
So that's where you are showing your willingness to change. Yes, Lavanya.
Sir, it is kind of a similar topic, but with personal life experience, sir. So you mentioned this is I'm currently going through. So you mentioned like whatever things we are practicing, you start with your family. So in my house, like I always, my husband and we will get some kind of disagreement, and like my husband is little organized than me. So he will ask if I'm cooking, I won't keep things in the right place. But he will ask why you're not keeping. I will give some kind of explanation. I had meeting, I was cooking, so I could not. I will give that explanation. But now I'm trying to avoid that and I'm trying to keep the things properly. But I'm not doing that 100%. But started that like I started to work on that. Um, but sometimes I'm really facing issue like I was really busy and I'm not doing, but I want to give that explanation. But it is contradictory. I should not give the explanation. Instead of that, I need to do work. So I'm getting, um, sometimes I'm getting little frustrated. But what I thought was, okay, let it take step by step. Try to practice as a habit. In my habit tracker, I started to like, am I putting my jacket in the same place every time? If yes, I'm just putting tick mark. This is how I'm practicing. I strongly believe, like in long run, I will include it in every step.
Very true.
So, and one more thing, sir. Like today, I I'm not well. I feel like I will skip this today's session also, but I'm really don't want to do that. So I thought, okay, let me join and I'll be a silent listener. But my mind was thinking, like, I'm not well. I want to, like, I'm not well. I'm not giving my presentation. I feel this is an explanation. How to differentiate it, sir? So did I ask my question
I got you.
correctly?
I got you. But let me say, sometimes, the OCDs are better. We accept it for the betterment of, greater good. You understood what I'm talking? Some OCDs are better for greater good. And some people have this. In my opinion, explanation does not always solve a problem. And if the OCD is something which is better, my suggestion always to people is to follow it.
Krishna,
That's why I
support.
always say, some
Ready,
people
sir?
have this, puja becomes a major criteria. Many people have this, in older people also have, that becomes a major criteria than doing the work. I don't know if you have seen many people, just to share with you, they feel that they have to do this rather than what they do the work. 2 days back, I had a group of people. I shared this with them. It made a big change, is what they called me in the morning and said. I gave them this example. Probably you will have to, maybe Tim has to give me a little bit of a leeway in this. I told them Ravana was a big bhakta. We all know it.
Shiva Bhakta.
Ravana was a very big bhakta, and none of you can be a better bhakta than Ravana. Okay? In the Ramayana. But God himself came down to kill him. Understand, this is what you have read in Ramayana. Oh, they said, yeah, this is true. We didn't realize this. I said, why you didn't realize? Because why did such a bhakta, you are not such a big bhakta like doing puja like Ravana, but even still he was killed by the own god. I said that because his karma was not good. I said that's what was told in Ramayana as well as in Mahabharata. So I said, don't focus on something like this, leaving what your duty is about. So if your OCD is good as a karma, do that as a priority, which is good for everyone. Not that the puja should supersede this. No, this should supersede the puja at all time. I'm not telling don't do it, but that should not supersede and come back to this.
Krishna,
But
sir,
we'll
just to
discuss
add,
this. Yeah.
just to add to Lavanya's point is, so your husband is suggesting to do something right, so you better do that right, correct?
See, it could be, I don't know, it could be an OCD also. Many people have this. I don't know if you have seen, many people have this. But if it is good for a greater good, then my suggestion is to, because anyway it is to be done now or later, correct? See, if it is not to be done, that's something questionable. But if it is to be done now to 5 minutes later, is as good as doing it now rather than changing somebody, because it's for good in any case. Rather than
Lavanya,
explaining
Yeah.
and then doing it again. You see, the thing is, the process of explaining, if it deters you, stops you from doing, I can agree. But the process of explaining does not stop you from doing. So the process of explaining has only come to make sure that you want to show what you are. That's all. So when that happens, that's where you have to a little bit think. Maybe if you don't talk to somebody outside, now you can go back and think, why should I do this at all? Because am I explaining for not doing something, or am I explaining for the sake of doing it, for not doing it now, but I want to do it later? And if it is something that you have to explain because that is not good for everybody, then you should put your stand to do it. That's where the stand should come. And stand should not come that if you want to do it, you have to do it maybe today or now or 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 5 minutes later. Then there's no point in getting into a justification for not doing it.
Sir, got it, sir. Exactly.
That
I'm
is for
doing tips.
yes, that is for a greater good.
so I
I
echo a
agree, sir.
lot with you, Lavanya, same story, but actually what you're doing is very correct. How you are not reacting and not responding and trying to do for greater good and in all purposes, I think that's the right thing to do. Because I also tried to resist, I tried to explain, justify. I realized nothing is adding value. The moment I listened and I did it, things are turning very well. I mean, keeping that topic aside, I think one thing, Krishna sir, I feel very important is having a very organized life is very important. And being very organized with your house, with your whatever, at least in my opinion, because I'm not at all an organized person. And I'm seeing huge advantages and benefits. It's more like a messy house is a messy life, messy mind, right? Messy closet, messy mind, like that, right? I don't know. Probably you should touch couple of minutes. Because I feel now at this point, I feel organization is very, very important to stay clean and all, which I'm still struggling like crazy.
Okay, one small test I'll give you is this. How many of you have papers organized in terms of your investments, in terms of your insurance, in terms of your things? For argument's sake, maybe switch off the recording right now, Sanjeev, for some time. Till CEO called. Yeah, sorry. The case is like this: in an organization, a specific product was facing a severe customer rebuttal. CEO called for a meeting. Sales head said the operators were incompetent, cannot deliver. The HR head said that the extensive skill upgradation has been done, quantified and qualified with third party. So CEO said, then it is competency is not an issue. And what's the thought here?
Sir, if you don't mind, can you please share the screen? Like your voice was broken for me in
Yeah,
between.
yeah. Sorry.
I
I'll just
didn't
share
hear.
this. Give me a second. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Want to put it on a presentation mode? Yeah, good. Do you see that now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I will give one, sir, because the third party and then the actual results is showing they're only incompetent. It means whatever is there, the HR is saying on the file and upgradation, I don't think it is done properly.
See, Sanjeev, just here, you cannot assume that this is not done properly because it is said it is done well, no? So you have to take from the word of it.
Got it. Okay.
Got it? So that level of questioning we should not go to in case studies.
Okay.
Okay, this is one. And two, I'll just put the slide. I want to come back on the screen. And this is one. You're owning a startup, product has to go for a launch in 2 weeks' time. One of the assistants sends an email to customers ahead of the time. The sales was furious, wants that person to be fired. But you as a CEO, ask her to take off for 2 weeks and not show up. So you wanted to show consideration and empathy. So these are the two things we will talk. So on the first one, what is your thought? Of the two, one was the CEO and said the operators are also okay. We can't hear you, Satya.
Sorry, sir. So I thought one for both, actually. First question is one. The
Why
operator.
one for first one on operator issue? Why is it one?
They say, I mean, CEO says that the HR says the skills are upgraded, but the sales head is saying they're not competent. So CEO is saying that's not an issue, meaning like skills from our side, skills are updated. So I thought from our company side, they are done what they have to do, right? But the sales head saying they're not because they're not competent. It's like they're blaming the HR, blaming just finding a reason, and that's what I thought. Finding a reason why they're not.
Okay. Anyone else?
I think there is a blame game. I think like Satya said, right? HR is saying done, sales is saying no, but ultimately we are losing the customer. So when you see the situation, the reality is company is, and then also CEO agreeing that yeah, then it's everything is fine. So means if everything is fine, then why you are losing the sales? So I think to me, CEO is not looking into the facts basically, or maybe he's looking, but there is no action to me. He's saying everything is fine, then why your customers are facing this?
Good point. But the crux of the thing is like this. We talked about competency. You remember we talked about skill and competency. We need to understand this in clear terms. Now, in this case, it is skillfully incompetent people are there. Okay, if you have attended that session, you will recall. I said this is very, very clear for a C-suite person to understand, because this is always a problem in many organizations. In this case, the people are skillfully incompetent. Now, skill is what? Skill is, suppose you do a training, you understand, you said the people are learning very fast. Of course, depending on who can learn it in 1 time or 2 time, immaterial, they are learning and they are gathering, and then the ability of that intelligence to apply is what is called skill. Correct? What is competency? It's simple. See, I have a skill for playing guitar, but I have no desire to do it. So what is my value of competency to the group I am in? serves no purpose. I'm skillfully incompetent as far as a group or the music troupe or the organization, anything is concerned. I'm skillfully incompetent. You see, in an organization, skill is not the criteria. You can have all training, everything done, but you need a skill with what? The desire and the attitude to perform that work. That's important. That only gives you competence in an organization. So you can have skillful people completely incompetent. And this is what happens in organizations where you conduct training, you do everything, but still, because the absence of desire, the right attitude of the people is not there. Simple example is like me knowing guitar, getting into a band because I know guitar, they have taken me. I have no desire to do it. I can never add value to that group. So as far as the group is concerned, I'm incompetent. But I'm skillful, no doubt. Because if I'm not skilled, I will never be taken into that place first, right? They have taken to me because I'm skilled in that, what they need. But then my competency is not there because my desire to do that is not existing.
So will a motivation help them to be more
Correct.
competent?
Correct. That is where you will have to come to see what is actually. So the training programs in many organizations does not focus on this aspect. They come, skill, put this. That's not going to give you a result. That's only going to give you a lot of, skillfully incompetent people. So what we need to look at is competence means you need to have the desire and the attitude to do that. Just having a desire alone will not help. That also we know. I need to have the appropriate skill to do it. So that is what is important in this. So that is where the C-suite person should understand from organization point of view, he is doing this, skilling work, getting quantified, qualified from all these third parties, all this good. They may write a good test. They may get more than 70, 80% on the skill testing, but does not help the organization.
So then how do you really, because there are people who got the job because of their skills, they've got competency, because I've seen a lot of people, they have the skills, but very less desire to do something. They don't even challenge the status quo. They don't really go beyond what he said. They can, but they don't want to for whatever the reason, X, Y, Z. So like Satya said, motivation is one thing, but how you cannot be motivating externally a lot, because then it becomes a kind of a brute force to get the results. So how do you drive the organization where you have competency and skill and you are driving it in the right direction? And most of the organization, I don't, like you said, it is where a lot of organization miss the ball and then they are not able to grow. So what is the best methodology to identify whether there is a competency gap or the skill gap or both?
Okay, a simple question. Let's put ourselves in a role. Suppose I'm the manager. Okay, in one of the case studies which I've told you. Okay, I come with all the solutions and sit. Okay, what am I doing there now?
I'm doing their job.
Not that. I am not. They are all trained. They are all doing everything. But will they get involved and desire and attitude to do that problem solving?
No.
Leave alone workman. Let us alone take the office. Suppose I have a boss who comes and says, go this meeting and go do this job. Do we have desire to put our knowledge and skill, what you have acquired, to do that solution to the problem? One of the case studies I've said, the operation head comes, he always comes with a problem, but making sure the team is involved, he makes a team lot of discussions and gives a solution to work out and people to work out. So you will understand this, correct? If I am in the part of the team, I know this. So I have all the skills, but will I use it now? Will I have the desire, attitude to participate in solution?
No.
No. So what I have become? I have become skillfully incompetent fellow there. Because the opportunity so who is responsible in this now?
Manager, the leader.
Correct.
Yeah.
That is why the C-suite leader is very critical to create that because competency is always depending on the skill and the attitude. Now, skill is always checked. You always have the methodology to take the skill, because whenever somebody recruits, you don't recruit as X person for a Y job. Correct? You always, degree of skill may vary, immaterial, but skill will exist. But it depends on the manager to see. So I am taken on a job, but he is deciding everything to me. I'm not worried. I'm getting the salary. I will have no desire and attitude to participate in solution. I will tell him, yes, sir, everything is good. You tell me, I will implement and go. If it is wrong, it is wrong. See, so you're creating a skillful but incompetent team. That's what happens when you are getting somebody, when you're going out, when you're getting such a person who is possibly skillful but incompetent. So he has no way that he has participated with you in, because he has implemented everything what you have said.
Got it.
He has never, because everybody has an inherent desire to participate and solve, isn't it? And because of various circumstances and the aggressiveness of the boss, you decide not to take part. So the moment you decide not to take part, that means your desire is lost. And you are there for various reasons. You are not there in a meeting because you want to be there, but you are there because you have to be there. The moment that have becomes a want, that's when you create competent people. I want to go to the meeting because I want to, but no, I say I have to go to the meeting because he has called. It's going to be no use. I have to go there, spend half an hour. He's going to tell me what it is. I have to come back. So if the team decides, or they have the mentality that they have to go to the meeting or a problem-solving meeting, then you are creating fully skillful but incompetent people. The moment people feel, I want to go to the meeting because I want to share, I want to create, be part of the solution, that is where you are creating competency in people, team. That's the leadership role, to create competencies.
So
And
giving
there you find
ownership
if
is
somebody has a little bit of skill, sorry?
so giving ownership will help that, Krishna sir. How do we encourage that giving
Correct,
ownership?
correct. Yes, you have to give ownership. You have to first of all understand that ownership of failures you have to take. See, that's when the managerial courage sets in the person. And if you are able to have good knowledge, you course correct him before the entire becomes a failure. You course correct him. You don't sit and work with him. You course correct him. You own failures. When the failures is thrown outside, nobody is going to take it up. That's where it is critical for a leader to understand, because skill is always taken. Nobody is taken with zero skill. Nobody gives a training to start from zero. Everything is skill upgradation in any organization, in whatever form it is. But it depends on the leader to see how the participation or the involvement or the desire and attitude comes for people.
I'll share a little bit of what's happening in our company. They think like, we are all competent, like we have the skill, not competent. We have the skill. They hire for skill and everything, right? So what they thought is they lack the culture. The culture is what helps people to drive forward. Like what Sanjeev said, your culture is what you have to incorporate in people. It doesn't come like you say it, they do it. It's not a culture, right? It has to be within everybody. So they're doing some workshops and how do you build the culture. Culture is like ownership, collaboration, elevation to grow, things like that. They started with an initiative called Elevate to Grow. So it's like, you have a say on some things, you have that, you own that, and basically you can say anything. You read, like, there are certain behaviors they wanted to do. They're doing like a culture workshops to see what we have to inculcate in people so that they go above and beyond to do things. Yeah.
What do you do by the culture change? You create a desire and attitude in a person to
Exactly. That's what I
participate.
understood. Yeah.
That is what is culture. Because why it is called a culture? Because it should come unconsciously in people. It's not that I sit down and do it. It's culture means it's unconscious competence that should set in, because that will create an environment of desire and attitude to participate.
Yeah.
But how do we bring it? Practically, how do we get it? I know we are running out of time. Just
It all depends on the leader. That's why one of the cases I told you, you come with the solution on hand first. You allow people to discuss. It can happen once, twice. But third time, you and me will know that this guy will come, he will ask us to participate, and he'll give you the paper solution, and we have to go and execute it. So third time, will you participate?
No.
You will not. You will go there and sit. So it's that is where Satya was talking about the cultural change that you need to bring in, so that the change is there everywhere. So that you start having the desire and the attitude to use your skill. That elevates the competency. Then you have ability to question, you have ability to challenge the manager. This is what is important. That's why I told you in the very first, you need to take competent people with you, not people who are skillful but incompetent. You see, in the first question, when you're going to EU, I said that case study is to tell you, you need to take competent people with you, not skillfully incompetent people. So the culture will create avenue for people to talk anything, people to take ownership, people to question anything, people to challenge things. Then they start, that attitude will come in, okay, participate in solutions or problem solving.
Very good. Yes, sir. So we have three
And the
more
last
minutes.
question we'll finish off. Last
Yeah.
question is that, when the product was to be given off for launch, then the assistant sends the email. What do you think of that? And then because you just ask her to go 2 weeks off so that you have empathy and show consideration and things like that.
1. For me, I said 1.
Okay. Who others are at least 4? Raga also 1.
Sorry, what was that, sir?
The last question, where you have a product launch 3 weeks from now, and today one of the assistants sends a bulk mail to the customers. So you as a CEO, the sales head comes to you and says the assistant has to be fired, but you are with a lot of consideration, empathy, you say you take a 2 weeks off and come back.
No, mine was not 1.
Yours is not 1?
No, I didn't answer 1.
Oh, no, I'm just telling what is the answer. I'm not going to the score.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, disagree, definitely.
Okay. How many of you in the range between 3 to 5? None of us? Tim is 3 to 5.
3 to
Good.
5.
Tim is a strong leader.
Oh, we want to give him take time off and come back?
Because you are showing consideration, empathy. Tim, can we have your thought on this?
Yeah, I don't know about the 2 weeks thing. I didn't really think too much about it, but I don't want to fire the person for that. But there's a lot.
I think all of us are in that line, what
Yeah.
Tim said.
I agree. I don't want to fire, but I want to know why this happened and how we can prevent it in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what is it? That's the next action I'm going to. What is the action as a CEO you will take? What Sanjeev said.
Definitely some counseling.
Correct?
Yeah.
Some more. If you don't answer, I have failed. Some more thoughts to go into. You as a CEO now in this role. Correct? You are the CEO, you are an entrepreneur, you are the owner. This has happened.
Yes, so something might have happened in, between, if that person is sending that email ahead of the launch, means probably there is something that someone pushed her to do this, or something happened to send this, or maybe there was something else to be done. So we need to go behind the reason why this person, and then identify the root cause of the problem and try to fix it, so that me as a CEO, this should not happen next time.
Good. But still more.
We need to connect it
I
and
have
say
to
that.
pass. I have to pass. Yeah, sorry, Krishna.
So I have not attended first from the beginning, so I'm not sure I'm on.
No,
But
this is independent questions of each other. There are no relation of any question.
So my point is maybe first communicate to all the whoever email went, like it may be not correct or something like that, so that they are aware of there is something not correct in that one, so that at least we are aware we are sending it not a wrong message to them.
Right, Krishna, I have passed the test.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to address the
Good.
external damage.
That's the first action as a CEO you must address. You must, as a CEO, always look from outside perspective. That's your first as a C-suite person. All behind you have a control. So you first address that point. And a point, now looking at it, what will you give now? Tell me, how will you address this? One more step to hit this. Good point, Krishna. You brought it out. So I have passed, I can say. So let's take one more. Now you know this is what you did to. What will you do?
I will go and connect with the customer and then tell them, hey, this is what is going to launch, this is what is happening, and I will be very transparent and honest, and then also try to build that trust with customer first to make sure that this is what happened and this is how we are going to handle, and then I'll give them a plan and then saying that, hey, this is where so I'll first build that trust so that customers, first I'll take them into confidence and then make sure the damage control is done.
Yeah.
Still.
Definitely a phone call, not an email.
No, still.
Authentically accept it, what happened, and then say what we want to do.
Simple, I'll tell you. You give them a mail, this is what happened. Since it has gone to you, I'll give you 50% discount on all the product launch. You see, whenever you go to a customer or top, numbers matters. Whatever you do a plan, you have a detailed plan of action, all this, no customer is going to look at it. You tell him this has come to you by mistake. My launch is this. Because we have done this, we are going to give you a 50% discount.
Now we might have to fire the person.
Yeah.
Yes.
50%
We'll come
discount.
to that at a later stage. Huh?
No, like 50% discount it's a big expense, right?
No,
Operational
I'm just
expense.
throwing some number. What I want to show is a number. You see, when you go to a customer, now I'll finish this with a simple example. Okay, in the life, what has happened when I think I shared this with you, Johnson and Johnson experience.
We remember vaguely, yeah.
Have I
Johnson and
done this
Johnson
or have I
name,
not?
yes.
No, sir.
Okay, see, when my daughter was about maybe 3-4 years or so, we had Johnson and Johnson's baby powder we used to use, and she had once I put it on her. No, she said it's burning, Papa. It's burning. Okay, so I bought another. This was years back, somewhere in say 97, 98 time frame. I bought another one, and that also had the same effect. So I wrote to Johnson and Johnson in India. And then I also wrote to Johnson and Johnson in the US. You know what US came and said? Two simple terms they said. We tested, we found this. We are giving you 1 year till the child goes to next year. She will have all Johnson and Johnson's soap, powder, everything free for you. Okay, now there was no burning at all for us. Understand? And then they came back and said, you tell me what I should put in the advertisement. I'll tell you, we said, you tell them that it will burn, but it is a good burning. You will not believe Johnson did that in the ad. They said, they put it on the kid and said it's burning, but then kid says it is good. Not that they paid us anything, but they paid us 1 year of material for the kid. Wow. You see, this is always the case.
How did you write, sir, that time in 97? Was it an email or?
Email.
You wrote an email.
It was email on the telephone line, if you remember.
Oh.
And I'll tell you one more, what I have done. I was working for a company called Invensys. We used to make control systems for refrigerators. Okay. My part cost was not more than about maybe $2 on a refrigerator that was costing maybe about what at that time, maybe $500 or so. Okay. We are making the heart of the control system. So one of them wrote to me stating that this control system failed. This refrigerator is so bad. This is what he wrote. Usually, I'll tell you, people who are retired do this a lot. Okay, they wrote to me, and then the OEM sent that letter to me stating this is what has happened. You know what we did? Very simple. We took two controls and put a Cadbury's chocolate and sent it to him and told him, please keep it. He became one of our marketing people in the world. He said, this refrigerator is very good just because you have given him something tangible. So to customer, as a CEO, make something tangible, you will change the world scenario of people. So here, first thing is, as a CEO, you look outside first. You need to solve that problem, not internally look at corrections. Get back to them and say, this is what it, like we discussed for a sales issue, you remember? Similarly, here you look out, solve the problem with what has happened. So your launch goes without any problem. And people who are there, maybe 5, 10, 15, whatever you want. Then you come back. And the first thing in the CEO position is, you don't even ask her to go off, because whenever you send somebody home like this, it sends a panic situation with people. It should never be done. As you rightly said, firing is extreme. Now, this is not very much different from when you fire a person. That impact may be financially different, but impact and psychological, you create a fear psychosis among everybody. So then what happens at this point of time, people will not take initiatives. Maybe this could have gone because of, initiative she has taken and something has gone wrong. Immaterial. That you analyze at a later stage. But the idea of this is to first to go up and solve your problem at the front end. So the customer sees you in a different format immediately. It is never seen as a problem. You find a solution within the problem that has happened. That's the idea of bringing this out from a C-suite perspective. Good. With this, I send it back. Any other questions on this or any of the topics we have discussed? I think we are surpassing the time of 2 hours, Sanjay, again. But anyway, good. I hope
Good
every
question.
session brings out some thoughts and ideas like this.
It's a good quiz to get your ideas back of what we learned and how we perform, right? It's very informative. Yeah.
Yeah, just to everybody to let you know, I mean, we are also trying to launch in-person workshop kind of 1 day session for C-suite in India. And our group like Krishna Reddy, Sachin, Kaushalendra, we're all are there helping. And we will also pull you, this particular cohort teams for, any help required or, mentoring, as well as if you have your friend somewhere in India that you think they could help, I will send you the flyer and everything that is happening. And we would like to have this in next, they're already planning to have a hotel and bring people and then give them, what this C-suite is all about and then what they'll gain. So we're trying to do it first and then we'll start the next cohort is the plan.
Wonderful. Just a quick question.
Sorry, I must, before that, Raga, just a second. I must thank wholeheartedly Krishna Reddy, Sachin, Kaushalendra, and Balesh to be starting. They, in fact, pushed me a lot and said it's good to share. I'm so happy to see that, that you share this with your people. That's the first success I think we have brought in a mindset change, that whatever is good is not with us, let it go to people. So hats off to all 4 of you who have taken this great initiative to do it. And we are just at the back, not doing anything, but just going there and helping out Krishna, Sachin, Kaushalendra, and Balesh who are trying to do this. Hats off to you guys.
Wow, so inspiring.
Yes. Yeah, Raga, go ahead now.
No, what I was asking.
Will it be in Mumbai?
Pune.
In Pune.
Pune, we are booking a hotel and trying to bring in people there for 1 day, and then we'll give all the tools, and then at least from then we'll plan to bring them for the next cohort.
Wonderful. No, what I was asking is, like, I think we need to come up with timelines for next cohort. When tentatively it's going to start.
Yeah, we will let you know very soon, because that's what the plan we have today, tomorrow, to finalize the agenda and everything, and then we'll let you know soon.
Oh, okay, just one thought came while coming up. I think we can start putting your cohort message in everyone's LinkedIn also. Like, yeah, it just right. Yeah,
Good
we'll do that.
idea. I like that. Yeah. And then we have a flyer. We're going to send it to you, Raga. Use that, and then you can send it to everyone. Yeah.
Sure.
The next part is a part of a recording plus a live session, or how are you planning, sir?
Sorry, where?
Next cohort, is it the recording plus live session, or how the session will be like the same pattern what we are
It
following?
will be live only. Recording is not going to give you that impact because you cannot have that interaction. The interaction is a must. See, people asking questions, sharing. I still cannot forget your mindfulness, Lavanya.
Washing
That's a
dishes.
great example.
Yes.
In your absence, also, few of us took that example. I think Raga took that example,
I
or
took
Satya.
that
Somebody took
example
that.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, we still, because those sort of an exchanges and experiences cannot come from a video session.
So only one concern, sir. Time, like 2 hours, like 2 hours is I feel little difficult. But if it is a 1 hour, all sessions are engaging. We don't want to miss the session, but 2 hours is too stretchy for me.
I know. I know.
That is one feedback I want to give, sir.
Okay, Sanjeev, in 1.5 hours, you have to cut the Zoom link. Wherever we are,
I would
let's
have
just
done
stop.
today itself. Then I said, no, everybody is so engaged, and I don't want to break that.
Your session is so engaging. We could not able to go out, but 2 hours is plenty.
No, but
I
I
know it is
think they, I mean, to us, I know practically it's challenging, but still, I think if it's cut in 1 hour or one and I would personally say let people take that time. That's where more thinking is happening. If you want to reduce the overall time, reduce it. But being there for 2 hours, I think it is. I mean, that's my personal perspective.
The timing is the problem. If the timing is my early morning, like I'm completely okay. But this is my prime time, so I feel it is difficult.
Agree.
So that is the
that
one
is
challenge.
something.
We'll
I agree.
consider.
Start time and end time, maybe we'll have to look. But I also feel probably the 2 hours we have really not wasted any of these 2 hours, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
It goes on a lot of interaction, lot of
100%
learning.
agree on that.
But take your point, Lavanya. Maybe for some people, we'll have to look at the start time and to end time or something of that sort.
Yeah.
Good point.
I feel like I could not able to involve effectively those 2 hours. That is my concern. I want to be involved for an entire session, but a lot of distractions. So that's why I'm telling, sir.
Good.
That's a good point. Good point.
And also, Sanjeev, did you come up with a thought how much would be the next cohort? Do you have any ideas?
So we are now discussing on that, not at the number yet, but we will again for India we are now deciding, and then for US also. So hopefully it will be definitely much higher than what we have today, because this was the first trial and everybody liked it. And I think Krishna sir's time is so precious and wealth of knowledge and wisdom. I don't also want to give him everything. He himself is giving so much of knowledge, and if you go in the market, I want to put some premium price tag so that people value this and then they get it, right, rather than just because I don't want, this was the first trial, we are all lucky to get everything, but I also want him to get something, and also people will feel, oh yeah, we never heard this, right?
Wonderful. Yeah.
And Sanjeev, we will continue this session, isn't it? Maybe we can meet
once a month
twice, depending on what you people feel.
Will come back, discuss for 30 minutes to 1 hour, talk about what's happening, take one topic, refresh, something will continue to do.
Correct. Very good.
That's really good.
That. Yes.
Yeah. That's what we said. We are going to, and then we are not going to leave Krishna sir like this, right? We want him to completely engage in every day.
Love that, Sanjeev.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, all of you.
Okay. Thanks,
Krishna
everyone.
said just one personal question. I think probably everyone can drop off just a personal question.
Okay.
Yeah, you can call
Yeah,
me
yeah.
anytime right now after
No,
the
my
call.
phone is switched off, sir. I know it'll take time, so I thought probably if the recording is not, and I just want to check one question.